Hey, this is Jim for SDC International Shipping. Here in the United States, I meet people all the time who moved to our country from other countries. I know people from Italy, Spain, Portugal, Hungary. The list goes on, Germany. And most, if not all of them, came here for new opportunities. In other words, they had hit a wall wherever they were at, and they decided to make a better life for themselves here in the United States. And after all, isn't that the history of our country? But what I've noticed today is that a new history is being written where people here, people born in the United States, are now moving overseas for the exact same reasons. Now, maybe you're younger and you're just getting started and you look around and you think to yourself, there has got to be something better than this. And if so, I can relate to that. I remember graduating high school way back when and just looking around and thinking everything here is too expensive. And that was back then. I lived in the state of New Jersey. And I remember thinking that there just seems to be so much limited opportunity here. But I saw another location because we had vacation there, 1,000 miles plus away. And I thought life would be so much better if I could just start there. And I remember talking to my family about it. And they weren't very excited. In some ways, they were excited for me, but the thought of me being 1,000 miles away, friends, family, they were a little bit confused. Why can't you do what you want to do, but do it here? And a lot of them just didn't understand, but my dad did. And he took me aside and he said, Jim, listen, if this is the move you want to make, you got to do it now when you're younger. He said, because if you settle in here, you're going to start making money, you're going to start acquiring things and responsibilities. And then eventually, you're going to get to the place where it's not going to be realistic for you to make that move until many years down the line. And it was some of the best advice that I'd ever gotten in my life. Now, today, people from all different walks of life and all different ages move overseas for a variety of reasons. Some young people who are in school go overseas so they can have a new kind of experience. They're not married, they don't have families yet, and so they want to experience what life is like in another country. That's fantastic. Some people, for professional reasons, recognize that, hey, we can move our business overseas or open another business overseas or get a transfer with our company. So whether you're an entrepreneur or you work for a corporation, you can see that countries are opening up for business today in 2024 like never before in the past. They're expanding through Europe, Asia, Australia, and other places. Even Africa is opening their doors for foreign investment, the Middle East also. And so now, if you're a professional, unlike maybe 20 or 30 years ago, you can expand your career even further by going to another country. And think about it. It's not like you have to be in this country for the rest of your life or for the next 20 or 30 years, or that you have to be there permanently or become a citizen of that country. You can have maybe a 5 year window in which you and your family and your kids experience what life is like in another country, and then you can move somewhere else. Just think about the experience of what it would be like for your wife and your children who are already experiencing what it's like here in the United States, maybe to experience life in another country. And I know everybody's different. Everybody's looking for something different. Maybe you're looking for the European version of New York City or Chicago or Los Angeles. And so in your case, maybe you're thinking about, I would love to be in a place like London, the busy streets of London. It's a financial hub there in Europe or some other country. Or maybe you're not a city person. You think, wow, I'd love to just experience what the beaches in Australia would be like and have more of a laid back kind of lifestyle. And of course, even in countries like Australia, you have everything: the mountains, the beaches, the cities, the country. There's something there for everyone. But when you start thinking about these things, whether you're a professional, a young person, or even you're in that expat category where you're getting ready to retire and you realize that your money and your savings just is not going to go as far as you hoped it would wherever you're located here in the United States. And you realize that there are huge expat communities of Americans living in places like the UK, Australia, Asia, throughout Europe, and more. And you've met some of these people online. So going there, it's not like you're going to be a stranger. because online communities, just like offline communities, are thriving in 2024. I'm talking about expat communities where you can learn what the place is like, where to go, how to get started, all of those things. And you have a support system that's already built in waiting for you when you get there. So I understand that itch to move. I understand when you get the bug and you're just at that point in life where you're thinking, when is the right time? Well, I don't think there's a perfect time for anything. There wasn't a perfect time when I made my big move finally over 1,000 miles away from my home where I grew up to where I am today. But a lot of the issues that people struggle with when we're talking about making an overseas move have to deal with the logistics of everything. And this is where working with a company like SDC International Shipping is so beneficial for you. Companies like these didn't exist in the past. You basically had to do everything on your own, from the planning to the logistics, and it was just a huge responsibility, an endless checklist of things to do. But with SDC International Shipping, you can purchase a door to door package that takes care of everything, from the bundling and the wrapping of everything that you have in your home where you are today to moving it out. Maybe you're living in an apartment and the thought of, wow, I have to move all of these heavy things down 2 flights of stairs or in an elevator. That's taken care of for you, from the packing to the delivering to the unboxing at your new home in whatever country that you want to be moving to. Custom crating. Custom crating is available for large objects or fragile objects or weird shaped objects to make sure that they get there in the same condition in which they left. That includes maybe some large family heirlooms, antiques, precious paintings, pianos, anything that you can think of. SDC has moved those types of things overseas and has been doing it for the past 15 years. So your valuables are in good hands. Next, there are air and sea freight options. If you need some items over there sooner rather than later, as quickly as possible, air freight is available. Or if you're on more of a budget, then sea freight is the most cost-effective option. Now, I'm sure you've seen those huge boats on TV with the containers on them, those big steel containers, metal containers. Some of them are 20 feet long, some of them are 40 feet long. They are so sturdy that, matter of fact, people are actually using these shipping containers to build homes and houses with today. So all of your belongings will be safe and secure inside of these containers. You can even fit your car or vehicles, if it makes sense to move them, inside of those containers along with your household goods. And the great thing is, especially with SDC, is that maybe you don't have enough items to fill up an entire container. So rather than pay for something that you only need maybe 40% of, SDC has a groupage plan in place, a groupage system where your household goods will be bundled with the household goods of other individuals or families that are going to the same location. And then when you get there, everything is unpacked and shipped to or driven to the final location, unwrapped, everything is put back in place. If you're elderly, I know the older you get, the thought of moving becomes even more overwhelming. I was just talking to my mother about that the other day, and she said, Jim, I can't fathom moving because of all of this stuff. And what I told her was their white glove service, like SDC International Shipping has, makes that a non-issue. If you need all of your utensils taken out of the packaging and put back where they belong in your new kitchen, and everything set up on the countertops, of course, your bed, mattress, everything put together, everything set up, there is a complete white glove service available. So you don't have to lift a finger if you don't want to. Also, temporary storage, very important. Sometimes you don't know where you will ultimately be in your new location, and you need some temporary storage because not everything will fit into your new home or your temporary home or temporary housing. That's available too. All of the speed bumps, I guess you might call them, to making this possible, they've all been taken care of. All the logistics are in place by a company that does this each and every day. So having all of this moved off of your plate and having somebody else to take care of it for you allows you to focus on the important things, like maybe setting up your bank account, or making sure the water is turned on when you get there, or that you have your internet access in place, or whatever else needs to be taken care of. Anyway, I hope this information was helpful to you. You can check out the website at sdcinternationalshipping.com. There is a huge amount of information going there. We update it every week. Just click on moving tips at the top if you want to take a look at some of the information about specific locations. You can chat with us live there. Just click on the live chat button. You can get a free estimate. All of that is at www.sdcinternationalshipping.com. I'll see you in the next video.